Hello everyone, as the sun sets, we welcome you to Daisy Circuit for the 5th round of the 2025-26 Formula Kart season. With this being round 5, it's notably the final race of the current ATR period, and not to mention it's the crown jewel of Formula Kart. We're back with our full 12 drivers today, with Matthew jumping in the reserve spot again for Owen at Roy Smooth Sounds, and that's all for driver swaps though, so let's take our eyes from the harbour view to see what happened in qualifying. With our full 12 runners, we return to seeing 3 drivers out in Q1. Taking the P12 slot is BYA's Kyle, with Elemental alongside in P11, and ahead it's Tame, struggling to find pace here at Princess Orange's home race. In Q2, Matthew found his way through, but was unable to keep up with those ahead to take P9. On the 4th row in P8, it's Corey for one-up racing, and Brandon takes another Q2 outing in P7. Into Q3, we've got the return of Xander for BBIA with an incredible return to form in P6, with the other Princess Orange driver Connor alongside in P5. On the 2nd row, Harry's climbed up to P4 with the team in red, and John returns after missing GBA Mary Circuit, sitting in P3. On the front row then, it was quite the struggle to keep up as Poppy falls short of pole position by almost half a second to George, who will certainly be looking to retain his win from last year. We'll want to get going before the sun's all set, so let's head to the grid and see what awaits around our second street race of the season. The harbour's gleaming orange here as the drivers get ready for 3 red lights, and away we go! They're holding the station up the hill now, bumper to bumper, before Harry makes a move on John, who makes the switch back, and Brandon's also in the fight as it's a game of bumper cars through the fountain section. Harry's lost out big time there.
Getting another look at this race replay, we can see Brandon reacting quicker than most of the field, including Matthew stalling yet again. Brandon quickly slips past Sander before zooming up to P2 just behind his teammate, enjoying all of the bumper cars while he makes his way up to the front of the field.
Into the tunnel we go now as Poppy's charging through the pack and she makes a move for the lead. Brilliant stuff there. Was behind with her teammate, but that's red in the wall.
As we see her approach the tunnel exit, she oversteers completely and ends up in the wall. That's absolutely unfortunate for the driver in red.
Behind all of that, it's John versus Brandon though through the tunnel, but as they leave, Xander's trying to join the party now as they're side by side round the lighthouse hairpin. They're 3 wide briefly there as well. It's incredibly close as they head round onto lap 2, but up the hill, Xander's lost some speed there as Harry comes flying through now for 4th. They're side by side as Xander makes the repass with the draft into the fountain section, and Corey's there as well briefly, but where's he gone off to?
It looks as though Corey may or may not have caught the dirty air from Harry and Xander there. That's not ideal.
After a rough start, Connor's in P6. He and Corey make the move on Harry, but he swoops right back around the outside. In the lead though, it looks plain sailing as we round the final corner with George onto lap 3, but he's hit the wall there, and Brandon's close now looking to make a move maybe. Whilst behind it's still kicking off, and Poppy makes an incredible double pass on Connor and Corey for P6.
Yeah, Connor seems to misjudge the corner there, allowing Poppy and Corey straight through.
At the back though, it's Elemental versus Tame for P10, and Elemental holds position well there. And it has to be said, it's quiet through the rest of lap 3. We're coming through the hairpin, though it's George's lead with Brandon in P2 as they cross the line top 2 for Bowers Royal. In P3, it's John, whilst behind Xander's in the wall, and the Mushroom Pistol Pair fly past. Harry's P4, Poppy P5, and Corey gets Xander at the line for P6. P8, a race to forget for Connor and Princess Orange with Elemental P9, Tame P10, and finally crossing the line, it's Matthew P11 and Kyle P12. But up front, it's a purple top 2 for George and Brandon, who will surely be celebrating this one into the late hours of the night. From Season 1 to Season 2, George takes the win around Daisy Circuit with the pole position point once again maximising his points tally. It's all eyes behind though, as in P2 it's Brandon securing not only his first podium of the season, but the sport's first Team 1-2 in its history. Rounding off your podium, John comes back punching, taking P3, followed by Harry on his own in P4. Behind, Poppy falls from her P2 start with that collision with the tunnel wall to take P5, closely followed by Corey in P6, and Xander with his rough end to the race leaving him in P7. Rounding off the points and certainly being a race to forget is Connor for Princess Orange in P8, with Elemental in P9 and Tame in P10, adding to Princess Orange's woes. Finally, it's Matthew in P11 and Kyle takes P12 at the back. Looking at the drivers' standings, George once again maximises his points haul and continues to grow his lead to Connor behind, who now has Poppy for company, as she gains on him in third. In the midfield, Brandon shoots up the table into fourth, now leading that main pack, with John a single point behind in fifth. Also in the midfield, Corey ties with Owen in the fight for sixth, and Harry is up to eighth, while Xander continues to fall. At the back, there's no movement as Kyle resumes his pointless streak, and Matthew, Tame and Elemental are unable to break into the points positions this time round. In terms of the constructors, Baz Royal takes the maximum 28 points against Roy Smooth Sounds' 10. In the battle for third, Mushroom Pistons secure a strong midfield finish to retake third and close the gap to Roy Smooth Sounds ahead, whilst One Up Racing hold fifth against BBIA in sixth. The sun is well and truly set here at Daisy Circuit, and we will now be stepping away from the racing action between the ATR periods. But you can be certain that round 6 around Toad Harbour will bring some great action as the grid shakes up, moving from their current weight classes. For now though, we say goodbye and thank you for watching.